Intros are like small talk to me. I'm just not good at them, so I'll just say hi. I'm Alyssia. I created this channel to just share my life with my husband, my 2-year-old son, and my newbie. We started this video off wanting to give like an inside look of what it's like being married as a Christian couple. I really wanted to show like the highs, the lows, the nitty gritty, and just give a real life perspective of it. We started off doing like a couples Q&A, which I'll insert some clips of here. We went on a road trip, so I was like, perfect, this is the greatest time to show what it's really like to be married. So here are some clips of our Q&A. Let the road trip vlog commence. Oh, this is a good one. Ah, no, I don't want to know.
Why?
I don't want to know. What were your first impressions when you met me?
I'm trying to think, like the first time that I remember interacting with you.
Just overall, when you think back to that time, what were your first impressions? It was a much different time back then.
I would say just a one word that doesn't necessarily describe all of you, but like liberal.
What?
Yeah, just a little more on the, not like super liberal. That's, I mean, it's maybe not the best word.
I want to say that anyone who's not a Calvinist or Reformed, I think you would describe as liberal. So just throwing that.
That is not true.
Throwing that context. At least back then. Is there anything that we used to do before marriage that you wish we did now?
Maybe talking more. Like having just more conversations about deeper things like we used to, whether it just be theological conversations. Which I feel like having children does affect that. It doesn't mean that we can't do it. It just means we have to be more intentional with the time that we have in order to do it. But like that's one thing that I think we can do. Other things are just simple stuff, like be able to just go out, have a date, go to a nice...
Basically, every day was a date night. Oh wow, there's a butterfly. Every night was a date night. When you don't have kids, that's literally how it is. I would say that's my answer. It's like just the freedom to be alone for an extended period of time. If you could change one thing about our relationship, what would it be? I'm so confused. Why does it say Prindom? I thought it was Prindle.
What are you talking about?
Prndm. And what is even the L on Prindle?
Slow. It's Pringle, baby. You say Pringle?
Yeah. You don't?
No, I've never heard of Prindle.
You've never heard of Prindle?
No. I think one would maybe be just our communication skills. Mm-hmm. The other thing would have to be your cleanliness.
Oh.
And cleanliness in the sense of the time from when something becomes dirty to the time that you decide to clean it, which I feel like is cleanliness, but
yeah. Which is crazy because I just think we have different things, because you leave stuff out and stuff around. But it's the things that you want to be done right away.
I feel like your stuff is just more
I have more
visible
stuff.
And in the way.
I have more stuff than you. The things that I would change. Number one, I do wish that we were less focused on our phones. And I feel like even after having kids, it's just increased more and more. Spending so much time on our phones. Even when we have a moment where everyone's asleep, like we're still on our phones. So I would definitely change that. If you go into a waiting room every single person in the lobby is sitting on their phone. Even the oldest of the old person is sitting on their phone. And I think it's just, it's one of those things that you can't really pinpoint why it's wrong or what looks bad about it, but it just doesn't sit right. Like that, it's just ugly to me. Like it looks awful. And I don't want to be a part of that. I feel like we have so much to talk about. We can talk for hours. We have the time to have those deep conversations, but we don't because, well, we do. Like, we still do. But not as much as we could because we're on our phone. That's definitely something I would change. But like I mentioned, I really wanted to showcase the nitty-gritty, like the highs and the lows and the tension of what it's like to actually be married to someone, to spend so much time in close proximity to someone, and quickly realize that it's not that easy to film yourself, to film my husband, to film your spouse when you're angry at them or you're just not in the mood. Like, that actually was really hard to do, which is probably why you don't see a lot of couples doing it. So I wanted to give that perspective, but quickly found that it's not that easy to do. I also wanted to dispel this myth or this statement that has been circulating as a fact, especially in the Christian community, that you have to be best friends or friends with your spouse before getting married. And I wanted to expound on the fact that you actually don't, that the intimacy and the connection and the closeness that you develop within marriage is so much deeper than a best friendship, that it surpasses friendship. And so while you can cultivate a friendship inside of marriage, you cannot cultivate that same type of intimacy within a friendship. Therefore, I don't believe that it's a prerequisite to being married. Like, that friendship naturally develops in the marriage if you choose to pursue it. So that's another thing I wanted to talk about in this video. But like I said, the video quickly took a different turn because it was just way too hard to capture those nitty-gritty moments. But I then came to the thought of, like, okay, what is this video going to be about? And it made me consider just my channel overall and what I want it to be. I personally have the burden that I can't just record everyday life, mundane everyday life, without there being some sort of bigger purpose to it, like with everything that I do. And I call it a burden because there are people out there who can just record these daily life vlogs and they're just having fun with it.
Want to be held by daddy, huh? Dad's better, huh? Oh, you're a little cold. Yeah.
Well, we made it to the hotel. Made it to Georgia. We made it to Georgia. And we're gonna continue the vlog here. But for me, while I am having fun with it, it always has to have something deeper. And I was considering what that deeper is. And it is to show the glory of God in the mundane, everyday life. Because as a believer, as a Christian, although we do have normal, everyday lives, the fact that God's hand is in and through all of those little moments, it makes it a little bit different. The way we interact with one another, how we raise our kids, how we treat each other as husband and wife, it's just different than how the world does it. And so I wanted to show that. I want to give the world a perspective, or give whoever is watching a perspective of Christian living that puts on display the brilliance and beauty of God in the simple every day, because following Christ is anything but simple. it is beautiful, it is transformative, it is so powerful, even in the mundane, even in the daily life. So I hope that is what people get from watching my channel. And because it is so purposeful, anyone who comes along and shares in this journey with us, it feels more like family. It feels more on purpose rather than just for entertainment. Like, if you are here watching this, I feel like it's on purpose, and I feel honored and blessed to watch this family grow. On the flip side of that, while I am creating videos because I feel called to share my life with others, I also am creating these videos in a way that is memorable and sentimental to me personally. I want to be able to look back on these days, on these big moments, on these small moments, and remember them. I want my children and my husband to be able to look back and remember them. So while, again, these are for other people, these clips are also, and even more so, for us to look back on. So these are like my little home videos that I just happen to be sharing with the world. So yeah, that's what this is, and I'm thankful to be doing it. I'm thankful to live in a time where we get to record our moving pictures and watch them in real time. So it's cool to do. If there are any kinds of videos that you're interested in my family making or me making, like Q&As or married life videos, what's going on? Yeah, you want to do the outro with me again? But yeah, if you have any suggestions for future types of videos, let me know. And I will see you in the next video. We will see you in the next video. Can you say bye? Peace out, dude. Bye.